Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Greetings and salutations to you on this morning. Greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We want to welcome you. It is Wednesday, January the 10th, 2024. And we want to welcome you to Purpose Journey Counseling LLC Locked In. So if this is the first time you're catching us for 2024, I need you to know we're locked in and we're focused for 2024. 2023 was reloaded. We had to reload last year. God did some incredible things last year, and we are looking forward to what is in store for 2024. So we want to welcome you on behalf of Purpose Journey Counseling LLC. Locked in. My name is Dr. Natatu North, and I am the owner and therapist of Purpose Journey Counseling LLC, which is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. So again, it is Wednesday, January the 10th. Wednesday, January the 10th, 2024. It is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we want to welcome you if you're joining us live at 7 a.m. But if you catch us later in the day, later in the week, later in the month, or even later in the year of 2024, we want to greet you again. We appreciate you tuning in. But it is 7 a.m., as I said, Eastern Standard Time. And currently we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter, and the YouTube link for this broadcast is posted on Instagram. So we always ask that you just take a few minutes. The purpose of this is to just share this, and so that everyone can be aware of what's going on. So these messages, if this is your first time tuning in and you were just scrolling and maybe you're just catching this, stay tuned. Don't keep scrolling. Don't keep scrolling. These messages are pretty short, but they're meant to be encouraging and inspiring. So we want to share this information. So please like us on your preferred platform, social media. Follow us on your preferred social media platform. And also, we do ask that everyone please just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Even if you don't watch us on YouTube, it's okay. But if you could just subscribe to our YouTube channel, that will be greatly appreciated. And then we ask that you also please share. Again, share this. This is meant to be encouraging, empowering. And when we see things that are encouraging, we spend enough time sharing drama. We spend enough time doing that. So let's share something that's encouraging. We can also interact and engage in the comment section. So before we get going too far, I always share these two numbers every time we're together. Purpose Journey Counseling is a mental health private practice located in Cincinnati, Ohio. So mental health is critical. Mental health is key. So what we want to always do is share this information. These are two numbers that I want to make sure that you have stored in your phones, just as a resource that's available, whether it's for you or for someone else. The first is for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. The number is 1-800-273-8255. Again, that's 1-800-273-8255. The number is 24/7. So please make sure you have this information available. The next number is for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. That number is 988. Again, it's 988. This number is also 24/7, and you can text this number as well. So please make sure you have your these numbers stored in your phone. It's good to have them. You may think, oh, I'll never need that. You never know. It might be you. It might be someone you know. It might be someone you don't know, some stranger you see in a mental health crisis. And having these numbers available could save their lives. So thank you for taking the time to save those numbers. So as we are locked in 2024, what we are doing each month is we are going to have an overarching theme for the month. Now, I don't know if you caught our Wellness Wednesday last week, but we were talking about knowing our limits. And that was all focused on self. Why? Because we need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. We need to make sure that we're being very mindful of what we're doing, how we're doing it, all those types of things. So the January theme is self-care. So all the Wellness Wednesdays this month will be in and around self-care. What better way to start out the year? We're locking in this year, and this month we're locking in on self-care. So that is our January theme. And today it is our Wellness Wednesday. So on Wellness Wednesday, we have a topic and we talk about it. And because the theme is self-care, our Wellness Wednesday for this week is actually going to be I need some me time. Me time. Me time. Now, I'm sure most of you, when you see the term me time, you're like, okay, I know exactly what she's talking about. At least in theory, I know what me time is. Now, do I get me time? Is that like a concept that seems so broad and unrealistic for me? I don't know which category you fall in, or maybe you don't know what me time is. But today we want to talk about me time. So, me time is exactly what it sounds like. It's time for me. It's time for me. Me, 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 me. And I say this all the time, but we are going to keep on discussing this to make sure that we get it. We're going to get this. We're locking in on this in 2024. Just because you need something for yourself does not make you selfish. If you need to have some me time, if you need something for yourself, if you need to just, buy yourself a pair of shoes because you really need a pair of shoes, maybe you need a more comfortable pair of shoes, things like that. And not everything is selfish. Or, if we're going to look at it as being selfish, then okay, well, it's okay to be selfish sometimes. If we must look at it from that perspective. But a lot of us, if we're honest and transparent, and we actually evaluate our schedules and our lives and what we do, the busy, 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 we really need some me time. And me time is just that, again, time with yourself. Me time can be sitting still and doing absolutely nothing. It could be binge watching a show, a TV series, watching movies, reading a book, going for a walk, taking yourself to lunch. It could be, excuse me, anything like that. Anything that you enjoy doing that involves you. Typically, you're not on your phone, at least not engaging with others during me time. Your phone might be on do not disturb. It might even be on airplane mode. You might even turn your phone completely off. It's actually taking some time to focus on solitude. Sometimes we think of, well, it's not good to just be by yourself. Sometimes it's necessary to be by yourself. And I'm not just talking to introverts or about introverts who recharge when they're by themselves. I'm talking about all of us, even an extrovert. The most extroverted of the extroverts can benefit from having some time to just say, okay, I need to just sit here and focus on me. Even if I'm just sitting, my me time is focusing on how I'm engaging with others today because I got a whole bunch of other stuff to do. That's me time as well. And that looks different for everyone. It's whatever you need it to be. But the bottom line is we all need some me time. That's why it's a quote. I need some me time because we all need me time. We run ourselves so ragged. We run ourselves out. We run ourselves on E. A lot of us are constantly doing something, whether it's doing something for someone else because it's acts of kindness, or it's because we're on someone else's clock, we're on someone else's time, we're on someone else's dime. A lot of our time is focused in and around other people. However, it is important. We talk about balance all the time. It's important to have some time for just you. And again, it's going to look different. Your me time, you may be able to take an entire day. You may be able to take an entire weekend. You might go just fly yourself somewhere and say get flued out. You might just get flued out. I know that's not correct English. We're just talking. But you might actually, fly yourself somewhere, go for a drive somewhere and check out for a whole week by yourself. The bottom line is that it's necessary. And the bottom line is that we need to be more intentional about making sure that we're doing this. As we're talking about self-care in the month of January, we need to be focused on what are the times or the things we need to be doing in a time that we need to be spending alone. It could be planning. Sometimes your me time could be, I haven't even sat down to actually plan. I haven't even sat down just to spend some time with myself. That's important as well. A lot of times we don't know ourselves because we spend so much time with everybody else. We don't really know ourselves. In the quiet moments, in the still moments, when we're not bombarded with a bunch of stuff and a bunch of people. Sometimes we don't even know who we are because we're so busy doing everything for everyone else or being involved with everyone else. Socialization is important. It's important to engage with other people. It's absolutely important to have a social life and get interacting with other people, to the extent and which is good for you as an individual. However, we have to make sure that we take time for ourselves. I don't know how much more I can hone in on this morning. In 2024, it is necessary. Me time is necessary. You don't have to apologize for taking me time. You don't owe everyone an explanation for taking me time. It's kind of like you could think of having maybe like a mental health day, whether it's for work, but just it could be a 15-minute thing. Sometimes you just, hey, I need some me time for a second. But I want you to practice saying, I need some me time. I need some me time. And being able to tell that. Parents, being able to tell your children that you might not get that much time depending on their ages and their level of independence. It might not last longer than 15 minutes, but I'm telling you, even a 15-minute recharge, to sit in your room for 15 minutes and say, hey, mommy needs some me time, daddy needs some me time, auntie needs some me time, grandma needs some me time. And you take those 15 minutes, that might actually save your day because your mind can be clear. You can actually refocus, revamp, and there can be a lot of self-reflection, prayer, whatever you need that to be within that time frame. But I'm encouraging you in 2024, again, as we're focusing on self-care in the month of January, I need some me time. I do, but you do too. So this is for all of us. I want you to practice it again. I need some me time. Me time, me time, me time, me time in 2024. We're doing it. We're taking the time. Self-care. It's important. It's a very important aspect of self-care. We are locking in on me time in 2024. Yes, yes, yes. Sounds so good. I'm excited just thinking about the levels of me time that we're all taking this year. Amen, amen. So that's our Wellness Wednesday for today. But before you go, don't click off yet. Before you go, I want to share this with you again. So for those of you who may be new to joining us on Purpose Journey Counseling, I just want to share our schedule and take that banner off for a second. So again, we're locked in for 2024, but we do have our Wellness Wednesday. So every Wednesday, again, we will have something along the lines of what we did today for January. Our theme is self-care. So all of our topics on Wellness Wednesday will be regarding self-care. So that's Wednesday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have our monthly podcast, hashtag from a Christian, hashtag from a therapist, with Dr. Natatu on the first Sundays of the month at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So along with that, we did not have a podcast this past Sunday. We didn't have it this past Sunday because we are focusing on self-care and just, getting some things revamped. So I do want you to mark your calendar. So our first podcast for 2024 will be on Sunday, February the 4th, 2024. So that will be our first episode of our podcast for the year. So lock that date in, lock it in on your calendars, so you can plan to join us and to be available. Again, I can't say this enough. We're just really, really grateful and thankful for all of the things that the Lord is doing with Purpose Journey Counseling. We're just locking into the vision. We're locking into what God has in store for us this year. And we're just focusing. We have different focus points every month. We'll be doing some different things, having some just different topics, different ideas, different let's just say ways that we're going to be executing, making sure we're pushing mental health, making sure we're understanding, the importance of mental health, and ensuring that we're looking at it from different vantage points. There's still a lot of stigma, I think less than before around mental health, but just making sure that we understand how mental health really applies in various areas. Sometimes linking it to things that you sometimes wouldn't even think like, oh, that would impact my mental health. Didn't really think about it that way. So again, we thank you for tuning in this morning. I need some me time. I want you to practice saying that all week. Practice saying it. I need some me time, and take the time. So don't just say it. Take it. Take the time, and don't feel sorry. You can say, hey, you don't have to apologize though. It's not about an explanation. It's not about being rude. It's not about being rude, but you deserve it. And you owe the time to you, just like you owe other people time. You got to do this, do that for your boss, You also owe your time to yourself as well. You do. So our tag for Purpose Journey Counseling every time we are together. I want to encourage you to be loving, be kind, be compassionate, and be intentional towards others as well as towards yourselves. I thank you again so much, so very, very much for tuning in this Wednesday. And Lord willing, we will see you next Wednesday, the 17th, for Wellness Wednesday. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, a blessed rest of your week, and blessings and love to each and every